I knew it was going to be okay when I heard that my host mom's name was Brenda. That's the name of my mom at home, and I had a good feeling about it. I felt like, this was going to be a good experience. I was still nervous though, when we got to the restaurant, we were all dressed up, our host families were there. I saw that my host family had a sign that said, "Welcome to Indonesia, Aurelia." And we sit down for dinner, and my host family starts referring to me as Aurel. I'm a little bit confused because I had to introduce myself as Aurelia, and I kind of assumed that we were going to use my name, but that was all good. I just went with it. We had our conversations. It was good. It was a great time to get to know them. We wait a little bit so that we can avoid some of the traffic as we head out to Bekasi. So Bekasi is a suburb of Jakarta, and it's where my host family lived. And in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, people call it Planet Yang Lain, or a whole other planet, because it's far away, and people joke that, they're in a whole nother galaxy. Really, it was just an hour away, but in the car ride, I learned so much. So the first thing my host dad does is he asks me, "How many words do you want to learn a day?" And I was a little taken aback. We were told that Indonesians were going to be indirect, that we should just prepared for that kind of thing. And here my host dad is asking me how many words I want to learn a day. And I just told him, I don't know. And he said, "Okay, that sounds good, 10 it is." So my host dad teaches me 10 new words, and I write them down in my little composition notebook. And next thing you know, we get to the house. I ask my host parents, "So, what time do I need to be ready tomorrow?" And they're like, "Well, we're leaving at 5:30 to avoid the traffic." And I'm a little bit taken aback. I like waking up early, but normally I wake up at 5:30 if I'm getting up early. I don't leave at 5:30. I'm just like, okay. So I go to sleep. I kind of remember that I have the 10 words to remember, but I wake up in the morning, I get ready for the first day of school, I have breakfast. I'm sitting out in the car waiting for my host mom. Next thing you know, my host dad appears. And there he is, and he says, "Do you remember the 10 words?" I look down at my notebook, I say them, and he says, "Okay, that's good, but next time maybe no notebook." And there we're going. Next thing you know, I'm in the car with my host mom, and these drives, these early morning drives, ended up being one of my favorite points. My host mom would be doing her makeup, she'd be brushing her hair, she'd be driving, we'd be talking, she'd ask me how many guns I had at home, she asked me, different things like, what is the Electoral College, who are these people running for president, why are they running for president, and we'd go past all of these different buildings in Jakarta, and I would ask her, what is this, how many political parties do you have, what do you like to do? And during that time, I learned so much about my host mom, and we really settled into a routine. And while getting up early was definitely an adjustment at first, this was one of my favorite times. So we get to this point, it's a few weeks into program, and my host parents tell me we're going to Bandung. So this was really special to me. My host sisters lived there, and this was also the place that my grandpa was born. And I knew that there was an address of a house in Bandung, and my mom had gone there when she visited Indonesia, and she sent my host family and I the address. And when we went to Bandung, after visiting with my host sister, we go to the house, we see the house, and I see a lot of people, military people. They're wearing their uniforms, they were gray, green, and I was like, are we going to be able to take a picture? What's going to happen? My host mom goes straight up to them and she says, "This is Aurel, she's from America, she flew all the way over here, we need to get the picture taken." So we go up there, they let us through the gates, the people from the military people take a picture of my host mom, dad, sister, and I. We get these pictures taken. I send them to my mom. It was a really special point. This was the point where I really felt like I was able to bridge the gap between the two Brendas, between my host mom, my host family took so many pictures that day. And it was so special. After seeing this photo for years and hearing about it, bits and pieces, seeing the place that my grandpa was born, seeing the place that he grew up meant so much to me. The next few weeks, they were great. I continued to wake up early, I continued to go to school, I continued to have quizzes every morning. I learned so much from my host family. We went to church, I helped out in the Sunday school. In these early morning car rides and getting to talk to my host family, this was really the time where I felt like I learned the most. My host mom and I in the car early in the morning, this was a really special point. This was the point where I was able to bridge the gap between the two Brendas, between the two worlds, and I'll forever be thankful for those times. Thank you.